You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Black and White sports fans, Naomi Osaka of the WTA Tour on the women's tour in tennis at the French Open has now been fined $15,000 for refusing to meet her media obligations after her first round match that she actually did win. Now, guys, this is just going to be the tip of the iceberg here, because if she continues to not speak to the media after her matches, she will continue to be fined, including disqualification from the French Open. And guys, the woke sports media, even though Naomi Osaka is not actually talking to him, they will scream racism. So guys, we're going to be talking about all that in this video, folks. But first, make sure you guys go over to blackandwhitenetwork.com, sign up and become a member today. We post private videos over there on the website just for the members. We have a bronze and silver plan. On the silver plan, you get more videos, and also you get to be on a panel on member-only live streams with me and Rose talking about pretty much whatever. If you don't want to do any of that, just consider giving a one-time donation by clicking the donation tab or shopping for the merch. Use the discount code LaChanaSuts, S-U-X, all one word, and we're going to give you 15% off your purchase, folks. So check this out, guys. Naomi Osaka responds to a $15,000 fine at the French Open, follows through on media stuff, I should say. I almost said social media. But check this out. Naomi Osaka doesn't seem to be sweating a hefty fine she's been issued following through on her promise to skip the media after her matches at the French Open. The tennis star player took to Twitter Sunday in response to news that French Open officials had deemed her a whopping $15,000 for refusing to hit a post-match press conference after her opening round win against Patricia Maria Ting, which is standard practice for every single player. She put this out. Anger is a lack of understanding. Change makes people uncomfortable. That's she actually tweeted out here. Now, however, it seems like, the French Open threw a little bit of a shade at Naomi Osaka, because here they tweeted out they understood the assignment. Now, this is coming from another person called Renee. You can see Ken Nishikori here, Rafa Nadal, and a couple other players. I guess they were speaking to the media after their matches. That's what I'm assuming right there. But Renee Stubbs Oli says, this is some serious shade from Roland Garros and the FFT. Understand your attempt at making a point, but this isn't a good look. I mean, these particular players are a great look for tennis, but making a player feel guilty and humiliating her is not a good look for a tennis federation. I guess that's what they mean. Jemele Hill of the Woke Sports Media, because she's the wokest of the wokest, she says, you're right, Renee. They aren't slick. What a classless move by the French Open to throw a veiled shot at Naomi Osaka. Now, also on top of that, there was a statement that was actually issued from the Grand Slam tournaments about Naomi Osaka here. And they're not going to give her a pass, man. If every other player has to speak to the media, they're not going to bend the rules, because this is in the rule book, folks. You play the game, you must speak to the media. But they actually put this statement out here. Naomi Osaka announced last Wednesday on social media that she would not participate in mandatory media interviews at Roland Garros 2021. Following this announcement, the Roland Garros teams asked her to reconsider her position and tried unsuccessfully to speak with her to check on her well-being. So they reached out to her to help her. But anyway, understand these specifics of her issue and what might be done to address it on site. Following the lack of engagement by Naomi Osaka, the Australian Open, Roland Garros, Wimbledon, and the U.S. Open jointly wrote to her to check on her well-being and offer support, underline their commitment to all athletes' well-being, and suggest dialogue on the issues. She was also reminded of her obligations, the consequences of not meeting them, and that rules should equally apply to all players. I completely agree with that. You want equality? It's going across the board. Remember that, World Sports Media, in case she actually gets disqualified from this tournament. They're not giving her any special rules. Has nothing to do with her being Japanese, nothing to do with her being black. She's breaking the rules. Naomi Osaka today chose not to honor her contractual media obligations. The Roland Garros referee has therefore issued her a $15,000 fine in keeping with Article 3H of the Code of Conduct. The mental health of players competing in our tournaments and on the tours is of the utmost importance to the Grand Slams. We individually and collectively have significant resources dedicated to player well-being. In order to continue to improve, however, we need engagement from the players to understand their perspective and find ways to improve their experiences. Every year we seek to deliver better experiences to our fans, our players, and our people. And we have a long and successful track record in achievement on this count. A core element of the Grand Slam regulations is the responsibility of the players to engage with the media. Whatever the result of their match, a responsibility which players take for the benefit of the sport, the fans, and for themselves. These interactions allow both the players and the media to share their perspective and for the players to tell their story. The facilitation of media to a broad array of channels, both traditional and digital, is a major contributor to the development and the growth of our sport and the fan base of individual players. We have advised Naomi Osaka that should she continue to ignore her media obligations during the tournament, she would be exposing herself to a possible further code of conduct infringement consequences. As might be expected, repeat violations attract tougher sanctions, including default from the tournament, Code of Conduct Article 3T, and the trigger of a major offense investigation that could lead to more substantial fines and future Grand Slam suspensions, Code of Conduct Article 4A3. We want to underline that rules are in place to ensure all players are treated exactly the same, no matter their stature, beliefs, or achievement. As a sport, there is nothing more important than ensuring no player has an unfair advantage over another, which unfortunately is the case in this situation if one player refuses to dedicate time to participate in media commitments while the others all honor their commitments. Finally, all Grand Slams remain committed to continually reviewing and discussing opportunities together with the tours and the players to improve every aspect of the player experience, including with the media. But we consider this is only ever achieved through respect and constructive discussions. And it says here on behalf of these people here from the WTA right here. That's right. No special treatment. If Rafa Nadal, who is the most dominant player ever at Roland Garros, has talked to the media, no ifs, ands, or buts, Naomi Osaka should too. Serena Williams needs to talk to the media. Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic. There's no exceptions to this. There's going to be no special treatment for Naomi Osaka. And really, man, if her mental health is that bad, she just needs to go home. She doesn't need to be out there playing because part of your job description is to talk to the media. You have to grow your sport. You have to engage with the fans. You know, that's what the media is there. Now, I'm not a big fan of the media by any stretch, but I understand, man, you have a job to do. They have a job to do. And if you don't want to talk to the media, why should the WTA give you a pass and not the other players? See, this is for the better well-being of the sport, so the players do not actually overrun their league. Look at the Marxist NBA of China, man. They have let LeBron James run that league amok, and it's going into the ground. The ratings are tanking. Naomi Osaka, I wish her the best, but it looks like, man, she's going to continue to not talk to the media. And I do believe they will default, a.k.a. disqualify her from the tournament. And then people like Jemele Hill, they're going to run amok. They're going to call the WTA racist. They're going to call the French Open racist. They're going to call tennis in general racist because this is what they do, man. This is what happened, man. Last year when sports got woke, the race card was played time and time again. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, do you see the race card being played by people like Jemele Hill? If Naomi Osaka is actually disqualified from the French Open, this is a real possibility, man. A real possibility. Now, if she loses her second match, she'll get fined again, but she won't actually be kicked out the tournament because she's already been eliminated. If she keeps winning, this is only going to get worse. She can actually get kicked out the tournament and not even lose a match. And then the wokety woke people will lose their ever-loving mind. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to Black and White Sports, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.